also like someone is gonna take something of it, you know?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our final press conference of the day with G2 coming off their win against SMG. We'll start off with our pre-submitted question from Zne at Sportskira for Mimi. His question is, you mentioned in a previous press conference how SMG's playstyle is something that NA and EMEA teams are not used to. How would you say was your experience going against them today as the IGL?
Oh wait, it's me.
Sorry. We were actually prepared for their play style. We kind of knew how they like to play and what they kind of like to do. I think just for Bind, like we we didn't really play up to our own standards, and we were kind of lost in the sauce in the beginning. And yeah, we kind of just picked up the pieces on split, and Roxy had some nice clutches and some really important rounds, which really brought back the momentum, which was super important for them. So Petra could really own them on Haven. So it was amazing. Really, it was an amazing job from everyone.
I really wanted to play Haven, so I didn't give everything on the other maps.
So smart. 5-head.
We have a question
Hi.
for the room.
Congrats for the results. Six Regueiras from Game Arena. My question is for Petra. How the team gonna work the psychological after the series to play the final?
Can you repeat the question, please?
How the team gonna work the psychological after the series to play the final?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry, Mimi.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think if we have a good prep for the game, everyone is also more confident. And if we know we can fix our mistakes, I think confidence is everything. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think that was my answer. You have a better answer? There was a lot of bones cracking.
Hi guys, I'm Raquel from Mais Sports. The question goes to anyone. You guys plays against SMG, who was unbeatable since 2022. How did you guys prepare for this match?
How did we prepare? Good question, because we thought we were prepared on Bind, right? No, we we really try to focus on to play it in our own game. But I think we just kind of got, as I mentioned before, into our own heads, and we just were not prepared actually. But we kind of picked up the pieces. Carcass had a nice little speech on how we're not playing okay right now after the game, and we picked up the pieces, had a proper start for split, and we just took it really round by round. That was the most important part, because we knew that they have this funky play style a little bit, and we just need to kind of wait and see what's going on, really.
Thank you.
Next question is from Sergio Fiorini at Correspondente Esportivo for Petra. He says, first of all, congratulations on getting 13 first kills. Having said that, was this your role for today? Get an early kill to reduce SMG's numbers and pace.
What is the question?
He said he congratulated you for getting 13 first kills and asked, was this your role for today? Get an early kill to reduce SMG's numbers and pace.
I mean, yeah, it's one of the goals as a duelist to have as many entries as possible, right? And after yesterday, I also felt like I had to put in a little bit more. And in the beginning of the games, I felt like I couldn't do as much as I wanted to. And once I got the feeling I could do more than, I mean, I had to get really into the game to start, I don't know, be more comfortable. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
Okay. Next question is from Pedro Romero.
Yes. Both likewise, congrats on the victory. I got a question for Carcass. This topic was mentioned a little bit in that post-match interview with Petra, but I want to know your thoughts as to the thought process behind selecting Bind for that first map as opposed to not opting for other maps that was in the team's map pool, like Lotus in a sense. So why select Bind as the first map for this series?
Yeah, that's a hard question actually. Like we were thinking about, I mean, we scrimped SMG during this time in Brazil as well, and we actually played it on Bind. It's not a secret, I guess, anymore, at least. And we had pretty good results versus them, and we kind of had a feeling how they're playing. We also didn't really want to play free-sided maps, free maps with free sides, like Haven or Lotus, really against them, because like they have the funky playstyle, right? And like if they're gonna play fast, it might be really hard to adapt and guess right where they're hitting, and like it really works. Like then you really need to have like a focus on rotations and so on. So I mean, yeah, like we came in the conclusion that yeah, just let's try Bind, let's see how it goes, because I mean we had the kind of, I would say, a good game plan, but we just didn't make it to happen, basically. Like we didn't execute it properly. Yeah.
Next question is from Anderson Parra from VZLA News. He says, today was quite difficult, but you managed to win. I would like to know which other team you think would be a strong challenge to overcome. He didn't specify which player, so if anyone could answer.
Good question. Well, we have two teams here. It's BBL and Shopify. And as comes to BBL, we know how they're playing because we literally practice them every day when we went back home. And it's a good opponent to play, but it also depends who's going to take the momentum and which map they're going to pick, because we have some maps we're super confident on, and they also have maps that are going good for them. It's going to be like 50-50, but we know how they're playing. And what's against Shopify, it's hard to say because we don't know their play style, even though it looks like a bit defaulty and relying a lot on Fluorescent, which is fine because she hitting some nice shots. It's hard to say if it's going to be hard match for us, but I think in both scenarios, we managed to get a win if we're going to play our game and focus on what's important for us as a team.
To anyone who wants to answer, you can consider that this game series against SMG was more difficult in comparison to yesterday's match. Why?
Because they're better than Liquid.
I felt like overall Team Liquid was like easier to read for me personally, like as a Sentinel, whereas Team SMG, they're like, I mean, yes, they're like very focused on hard rushing, but they're also just like, they're doing like unexpected crazy stuff that you just can't really like, you just don't know what's going on in their heads. And then it's a little bit harder to guess what they're up to, in my opinion. So that's why I made it a little bit more difficult.
Now for Mimi again, we saw you winning rounds 2v1, 2v2, and how do you prepare your mental for these situations?
I love being in these situations. I think it's the most fun part of the competition, you know, in the high pressured moment. And you, like in these moments, you need to think better than the opponent, right? And I think many times this also comes down to like experience and how you can be calm in the moment and make the right decision. And yeah, I think that I've just been in the situation so many times that I thrive in these moments more than stress out.
Thank you.
Next question is from Sergio Fiorini again, now for Roxy. And he says, just like Petra got a lot of first kills, you won a lot of clutches. How do you feel about your performance today?
Obviously I'm super happy. It's like it's because obviously like no secret, it's also my birthday, so it's nice to start a new year with like crazy games. Like it's like a good omen, right, to start your next birth year with like crazy gaming and stuff. And I'm just glad that I was able to prove myself this like in this best of 3 as well, especially because Team SMG is like a lot of Filipinos as well, and I just wanted to show them who the better one is here this tournament. So I had everything on the line here, and I'm just really glad that I proved my point.
Now, Pedro Romero with your final question.
Yes, this is similar question to the previous one, but I want to direct it towards Sarah and Glance. I want to know like what sort of adjustments did you make from facing a team like Team Liquid to now going against SMG? Like, what sort of adjustment did you take away from or take away from that first series, and then you put that into use for this go around?
Well, for me personally, it was hard to play against SMG, harder than against Liquid because they shoot hard and it was very noticeable. But it's also the perfect timing when you can adapt to it by just giving like better communication, better utility, better overview to help your IGL come out with a solution and to just be proactive plus vocal what you're doing and what's gonna happen next. Even if you're like not having like the best game or like you're just not feeling it right now, there's still a lot of ways to show the better performance and help your team get those kills. And it both comes to my role and Sarah's role because I was playing Soa, so I can just perform better with my reveals and stuff. And for Sarah, she can use like crazy smokes or flashes and just be crazy omen and survive on sites as much as possible. So
Okay, that was our last question. So thank you, G2, and thank you all. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you.